For individuals who may not have knowledge about it, over the course of recent months, one of the most valuable sources for strategic acquisitions in the field of marketing has been the VSL funnel. This is not a novel concept, as it is a funnel model that has been extensively utilized by a multitude of marketers, entrepreneurs, and other significant figures in the Italian, American, and global marketing landscape, and so on and so forth. However, I desire to create something unique. Those who follow me on the channel are aware that I enjoy sharing with you, the individual observing me, what I have experimented with, what is effective, and also informing you about failures as well as negative lessons that are inherent in the business of life. I must inform you that when I intended to launch the VSL funnel that you may have observed in certain sponsored content here on YouTube, on Google, on Meta, perhaps I will include a screenshot here and you might recognize this video. Please inform me with a like or a comment. Well, I actually desired to create a VSL that was entirely distinct from everything I had observed in the vicinity. I have actually spent a lot of time analyzing human behaviors nowadays. Post-COVID human behaviors, people's online behaviors, neuromarketing, psychology, and these are all topics that I continue to study every day because I really like them and they allow me to understand more and more about people's behavior, what influences their choices, their non-choices, etc. So when I sat down to create this VSL, as I was saying, I wanted to break some patterns. And in this video, I want to share with you 3 lessons I learned from this VSL that has been running for months and has an explosive ROI. Let me know with a comment or a like if you are interested in a case study of this VSL because it was something amazing. It's a VSL that is fast-paced and funny. We'll talk about it shortly. Initially, I wasn't completely convinced about it. In fact, I was a bit worried about putting it on the market, but maybe during the case study, I'll tell you more about it. So let me know if you want to see an actual vertical case study inside the computer where I also share all the metrics and data. Feel free to reach out and ask any questions you may have. I'm here to provide insights and help you understand the fascinating world of human behavior. The initial lesson that was learned, and that I would say I conveyed right from the first frame, from the very beginning of this video sales letter, is that people have a tendency to watch a very limited amount of content. The peak of attention is increasingly lower if it is talked about a lot, but most people then ignore this information. It is known that people no longer have the attention spans they used to, yet in the end they continue to do things in the same way. In 2018, VSLs lasted 20 minutes. Today they last 20 minutes. In 2020, they lasted 10-15 minutes. At present, these extremely long VSLs are still being offered, but in reality, when we look at the statistics on Vimeo, those VSLs, those videos, those funnels that manage to literally keep a person glued for a duration of 20 minutes are actually just a tiny fragment of the overall content available. In a world full of distractions and maybe even from the phone. So when I wanted to create this VSL, I said, okay, I have to be able to say everything I actually need to say, but I have to do it in a really compressed time. So I went to analyze a lot of metrics. Even the YouTube channel helped me a lot in this. Despite obviously here it's more of an intimate atmosphere. I tell you what I have experienced, what I am testing, etc., etc. But obviously also analyzing these metrics and understanding more or less the attention threshold, etc., etc., allowed me to cut in the right way what has been and what is this VSL and give it the right pace. So if the majority of my competitors do not use the VSL and those who do stick to approximately 10-15 minutes, I decided to break away from the norm immediately and think like my buyer. So I have little time, I want the solution, I want to understand if I can trust you, and I want to know what you have to tell me. All of this condensed into a video of just over 3 minutes. So you understand well that I literally broke the mold. So the very first thing to absolutely consider is knowing the behaviors of your audience. So it's important to understand who the buyer persona is, what they are interested in, the commonplaces, and in my VSL there are many, so I invite you to go watch it if you haven't already. Just click on the link in the description. Also, think about their behavior. I am aware that the average entrepreneur who chooses my services doesn't have that much time because they need to find a solution. Therefore, the VSL had to be impactful, say the right things in the right place, say things in the right way, capture their attention, but also be equally fast. I desired to put an end to finding myself in situations where I had videos with significant drops that made me question the effectiveness of this funnel and filled me with doubt about its functionality. Instead, I desired videos that would genuinely spark conversations and create a buzz. Opting for a concise VSL proved to be a triumph because in today's digital landscape, a significant portion of the online audience, perhaps even yourself, tends to prematurely close web pages. How often have you found yourself on YouTube, unable to finish watching a video? I urge you to watch all of mine, even though you may not have completed a 10-minute video in the past. Maybe after just 3 minutes, you closed it, right? This exemplifies the diminishing attention spans of people. The statistics and studies unequivocally support this notion. Let's cease merely observing these numbers and allowing them to stagnate. Instead, let's apply them proactively within our business. Another crucial aspect of my VSL that I highly recommend considering is how to effectively convey trust. Nowadays, we are in a situation of overstimulation where you go on YouTube, maybe 2 ads have passed before this video, perhaps another one will come soon. You go on Meta, you are truly surrounded by ads. Everywhere you have stimuli without even counting the constant notifications you may receive on your phone. A small spoiler, do like me, deactivate all of them. It significantly enhances the quality of life. So let's go back to the moment we mentioned earlier. The person is overstimulated, actually has a lot of stimuli, and every day someone presents a solution to them, right? Maybe in my niche there are many, in yours a bit less, maybe even more, but you also have competitors, and if you don't have them yet, it's just a matter of time they will come. So what problem emerges? The problem that arises is whether I can trust you or not, which is a matter of concern. Can I trust what you're telling me? This is how I can convey trust to the person watching and focusing on me at that moment. I must be impactful enough to keep the person engaged, ensuring they don't leave the video. The fact that I'm conveying trust becomes a key element in maintaining their attention. It's crucial for me to establish trustworthiness and hold their interest throughout the interaction. Here you can play with many factors. For example, you can tell your story, your past experiences, the results achieved, the awards. You can talk about testimonials and so on and so forth. Always ask yourself why you should listen to me, and especially why you should trust me, that is, why you should take action. After this, something of great importance from my perspective will involve a significant amount of strategic work, so the ability to convey trust quickly and effectively is absolutely crucial. Additionally, as we mentioned earlier, individuals are spending less time watching and have increasingly shorter attention spans, so making an immediate impact will be vital. However, it is equally important to do so while conveying trust because, let's be honest, among 1,000 people silently in front of me, I will choose the one who conveys the highest level of trust. So as a media buyer marketer, from your position, you must ask yourself, how can I quickly establish trust? Because let's be honest, it's a matter of just a few seconds. In those few seconds, the individual determines whether to acknowledge you or give you their attention, and this will become an increasingly crucial factor. Before proceeding to the third strategy tip that I want to share with you in this video excerpt from my VSL, if you haven't done so already, it is time to subscribe to this channel. We are experiencing significant growth, and this is also thanks to you. Additionally, please leave a comment because every feedback is genuinely appreciated. It enables me to provide valuable content like this one, which I hope you are enjoying. An essential aspect of my VSL that has contributed to remarkable outcomes is comprehending the timing of incubation, which plays a crucial role in achieving incredible results. Nowadays, it happened in the past as well, but in my opinion, nowadays even more so, people launch advertising campaigns hoping to achieve results like this. There are many variables to consider. I'm not saying it can't happen. On the contrary, be careful. But you always have to remember to analyze the incubation timing. That is the time lapse that occurs, that passes from when the person sees you for the first time to when they become your customer. What does he do during this time frame? He watches more of your content, tries to get an idea, tries to get to know you better. What does the person do during this time? Well, when I prepared my VSL, I first imagined speaking to the person I wanted to engage with, but I also imagined the days that this person goes through from the moment they see my ad. Believe me, there is a significant amount of money wasted in terms of advertising budget, because if you can understand your incubation timing, you can also understand all the individual actions that, when implemented, allow you to reach the person and ensure that this incubation timing shortens more and more, which will ultimately be an important factor. Try to think about it and optimize your strategies accordingly to maximize your results. We have people who are increasingly distracted, they pay less attention, they are unsure whether to trust, they are more alert, so they conduct their research, they analyze everything thoroughly. It is clear that evaluating the incubation timing is important because otherwise you could make mistakes that only reach the person once, and it's not guaranteed that once is enough. Sure, maybe yes, but since the world is heterogeneous, there are definitely people who need to see you one more time, 2 more times, 3 times more, or consume completely different content to understand if they can trust you. These were 3 strategies, I would say lessons, that I feel like suggesting to you from my VSL presentation. I think it could be really helpful for you if you are thinking of creating one, if you have used one, or if you are considering managing one maybe for a client. Let me know if you want more videos on the VSL theme, some numbers, some statistics, or why not the case study we talked about at the beginning and from Lorenzi and everything. Bye.